What's going on, G-Ballers? I have a new knife here to unbox for you, and this one is coming in from Skallywag Tactical. This will be the first folder we have checked out from them. If this is your first time stopping by, welcome to GBall Vision. Drop a comment below. Let me know what your EDC is. So if you're not familiar with Skallywag Tactical, they are now the sister company to Tor Knives. And Tor Knives has been a great company in the knife world for a long time. Both US-based companies. Not to say that all their knives are USA made, but they do have a nice catalog of USA made knives between the two of them. And then they also have foreign produced knives, which is where I believe this one is going to fall. This is called the Mudskipper. We're going to be looking at a price point of $95. I will have links to this knife down in the description. And if I can get a coupon code, I'll have that down there as well. We are going to be looking at a black wash Tanto blade in 14C 28N. We have a cutout and a rear flipper here for the deployment. A solid detent there off that first push, and it also has some nice acoustics to it as well. We are looking at a standard liner lock and good jimping there on that rounded flipper, which is really nice. We'll be able to push button that and light switch it. This is more of a mid-sized knife, but it has a little chunkiness to it. We have contoured micarta handles. That's a burlap micarta. And then we have an aluminum black washed backspacer along with a deep carry steel pocket clip that is black washed, and it's going to be left hand friendly. So very good job on all those fronts right there. And then the 14C is going to be ran 59 to 61 on the HRC, which is spectacular for 14C. If you're not familiar, 14C 28N is an ultra tough steel, ultra corrosion resistant, and it's got decent edge life and very easy to hone and strop and sharpen up, even for a novice. Let's get a actual size on this guy. We're looking at 2.5 inches of cutting edge. We have 2 3/4 of total blade, and coming down there right at 6.5 inches overall. Bring out a couple of comparison knives here. We have the Vostede Porcupine Thumb Stud Edition and the Kaiser Drop Bear on the bottom. And two more, we have the Kaiser Top Sail up top there and the Katuo Mini Griffin on the bottom. We'll get our 50 ways baked in GBall Vision Hank out here and take a look at this pocket clip. It looks like it's going to work out very well. For the people who really enjoy a deep carry, this will fit the bill for that. It'll look clean in the pocket. Ergonomically speaking here early on, seems like it's not going to be an issue. And we have good retention there on the way out. A ton of clearance. So that should be easy to get in and out of thicker seams. The power of editing, we will go ahead and get the arch nemesis off the shelf. We're going to give this thing a weight check. I like to guess the weight of the new knives that come into the channel. I invite you to play along. Put your guess down in the comments. Let me know what you think this knife is going to weigh in at. I'm going to give it a go here. Like I said, it has a little heft to it. We do have steel liners in there. They're recessed. This is a nice build right here. I think 95 might be a little high, unless there's something I'm not seeing here. Like, I don't know if this is a Taiwanese OEM project. Like, I don't know where this one is coming from. I'm trying to find out. So I will, if I can, pop that up on the screen where these are coming from. You know, I'm not saying it's not well done. Contoured burlap micarta, looks to be some good name brand stuff. Aluminum backspacer, jimping in all the right places. They're not skipping out on anything here as far as the little details are concerned. So time will tell on this fella. I can speak for their fixed blades, and those are superb. Anyway, back to the weight of this knife. I am going to say 2.5, 2 3/4. I bet this is up there at like 3.5 or more. I'm going to say 3.6. I bet it's, could be even more. 3.6. Oh! Damn! 3 3.8 it landed on there. 3.8. So not too bad. I thought it had a little beefiness to it. 106 grams. So that is a nice healthy weight for a knife like this. That's not 3.8 is not a big deal. But to have 3.8 in a knife 6.5 inches, that gives you a good feeling tool, especially with those contoured handles. Then do some of the technical specs here. We'll get the calipers out, see what we're looking at for handle thickness. We have 0.62 there, so a very healthy handle, and we have 15.7 millimeters. We'll go to the blade stock here, 3.4 millimeters and 134 thousandths. We'll go to a measurement on the behind the edge, and we'll just pick a random spot here, and 37 thousandths in that particular spot. I was a little high. Okay, 27, that sounds more reasonable. And we'll go up here. We'll go up onto that first edge, and that's going to be 28. So roughly 27, 28 all the way down. A little bit thicker behind the edge, but let's see how this cuts out of the box. If you're curious as to what the average is behind the edge on a normal knife, I would say 22, 23, 21 to 24 is a good baseline for behind the edge. Most knives fall right into that 22, 23, but there are, of course, exceptions that get down there really thin, and some that get up a little bit thicker, and knives that are typically built for a little bit heavier use, or they're designed for a little bit heavier use, they're going to have a little bit thicker behind the edge. You know, that's just the way that it works. That doesn't mean, though, they're not going to be good cutters. It just means that you might not get as much edge life out of it as you otherwise would have. But we have to keep intent and design in mind. And this was not designed or built to be, you know, your ultra slicer. This was most certainly built to be more of a compact kind of do-it-all type of knife. But the edge is nice. I was too busy blabbing, but that secondary edge is nice. And can we get a spot here? Oh, yeah. That first edge is beautiful. Nice and sharp on that first edge. Nice and sharp. Very good. Get our off-grid driver out, and we'll get a hardware check on this fella. We have T8 there for the pivot, T6 on the body, and T6 on the pocket clip screws as well. I'd like to see T8 all the way around. That would be a nice touch. Get yourself a good driver and some good bits, and you'll be just fine. I always have the off-grid driver link down below. We'll move into a couple of checks here on this guy. We are perfectly centered up there. As I said, the detent is nice and strong. It's not too overdone, and it's not too weak. I'd say it's dead on, almost perfect. You can get in there for a reverse flick, thumb flick, both of them, no problem whatsoever. The rear flipper, it is designed and jimped well. The way it has this overhang, that slight rounding with the tight jimping, that is a recipe for a good flipper. And you can also push button it as well. So that is very nice. You have multiple deployments around the bearings there, which is what we have around the pivot. Very smooth. As this breaks in, it'll get even smoother. Yeah, I like this little thing. Like I said, I think 95 might be a little high on the price, but there may be some things that I just don't know about. Let's get a flashlight out here, and I want to see, well, we don't need that. How do we get, well, we'll just cut that out of the video, and there we go. I thought I saw a pretty early lockup there. It is about 30% or so. We'll see if that causes us any issues here when we get the spine whacker out. I had a professional leave me a comment tell me that I needed some better up close and, you know, I needed better video basically. So I'm going to try to attempt to show you this in a more close-up fashion. Sometimes I forget to do that and I apologize, but there's a good look at that black wash. It is really nice. The burlap is exactly what you would want. Very nice. I think this might be some US stuff. I could be wrong, but it looks just like the stuff I've seen from Buck and a couple of other companies in the US that have used burlap. Nonetheless, it is some nice looking stuff. And there is a close-up of the pocket clip and the backside of this feller. So all in all, the only thing, now there is a nice chamfer on that liner, a nice deep chamfer. The only thing I could really gripe about, other than maybe wondering on the price tag, is I wish there was just a little bit, not that it's hard to get to or uncomfortable, I just wish there was a little bit better access or protrusion of that liner. Just a little bit, just a touch to make it even easier. But other than that, and like I said, it's not, you know, they did chamfer out internally on the show side. You know, it's done well. So it's, you know, that's a minimal gripe, I guess I would say. So really the standout thing is going to be the final price tag on this. Last thing we have to check here is this lock. Let's see what this thing is made of here. We will give it a fair shake. Do we have any up and down or side to side play? Oh, feels pretty damn good. I don't feel any up or down. I don't feel any side to side. We do have to remember that has been blackwashed along with the blade, so we'll see if that causes any issues. We'll start out towards the tip there, and we'll go from there. Just a couple of light taps to get us going. And, ooh, yeah, nice, okay. Very good. That's what we want right there. Excellent job. I was worried about that. You know, I never had a folder from Skallywag, but yeah, I definitely see some great potential in the Skallywag folder. Another thing I certainly see a lot of potential in is their fixed blades. This is the Malice. Beautiful knives that I have seen. I love this thing. It's probably going to make its way into one of my kits dot system for carrying the entire package. It also comes with a secondary mechanism to lock the knife in the sheath. You can take that off if you want. It has great retention without it. It's just kind of a secondary means of keeping this bad boy in the sheath. Contoured, textured G10, very comfortable. K340 for the blade steel on that fella. And I also have the Wanderer here, which is more of a bushcraft knife, where the Malice is a tactical knife. And we tested this bad boy for about an hour straight. Beautiful bushcraft knife. Comes with this leather sheath, so the quality is most certainly there. I believe this and the Malice are both USA made fixed blades. Like I said, I think they have a variety of both. You'll have to let me know, what do you think of Skallywag? I look forward to hearing from you. Make sure you hit that thumbs up button. I always appreciate it. If you want to continue to see daily knife and EDC content, make sure you're subscribed. I'll pop up a couple of new videos. Go check one of them out. Have yourself an awesome day. Thank you all again for watching. I'll catch you on the next one. You'll have to let me know, what do you think of this line of Skallywag tactical knives? I look forward to hearing from you. Hit that thumbs up button. I truly appreciate it. And if you want to continue to see daily knife and EDC content, make sure you're subscribed. I'll pop up a couple of new videos. Go check one of them out. Have yourself an awesome day. Thank you all again for watching. I'll catch you on the next one. Thank you for watching. I will catch you on the next one.